They say success is all in your mind, but what if I told you that you're already brainwashed, just not for success? Let me show you how to rewire your thinking and take control of your future. The world is constantly feeding you beliefs, habits, and patterns that shape your life, often without you even realizing it. The question is, are these patterns leading you towards success or holding you back? In this video, we'll uncover 5 powerful ways to brainwash yourself for success. These aren't tricks, they're proven methods to shift your mindset and create a life you're proud of. Let's face it, most of us are on autopilot. From the moment we wake up, we're bombarded by influences, social media, the news, even the people around us, and if we're not careful, these influences can program us to settle for mediocrity. Negative thoughts, self-doubt, and bad habits are often the result of this constant input. So how do you break free? How do you take charge of your mind and set yourself up for success? It starts with intentional mental reprogramming, essentially, brainwashing yourself, but in a positive, empowering way. 1. Control what you consume. Your mind is a powerful tool, but like any tool, its output is only as good as the input it receives. Imagine trying to grow a garden, but constantly planting weeds instead of flowers. That's what most people unknowingly do with their minds every day. They let negativity, distractions, and unproductive habits take root, and then wonder why their lives don't reflect the success they desire. The truth is, your mind is like a sponge soaking up everything you expose it to. The more you fill it with doubt, fear, and distractions, the more these things shape your thoughts and actions. But here's the good news, you're in control of what you consume. By being intentional about what you feed your mind, you can dramatically change the trajectory of your life. Let's start with the everyday habits we take for granted. How much time do you spend scrolling through social media? Be honest with yourself. 5 minutes here, 10 minutes there, it adds up quickly. Most of the content we consume in these moments isn't enriching. It's often a highlight reel of other people's lives or a flood of negative news that leaves us feeling drained and inadequate. Now, think about this. Every time you consume content, you're making a choice. You're choosing to either fuel your mind with thoughts that uplift and inspire you or fill it with noise that holds you back. But how many of us consciously make that choice? This is where the first step to taking control comes in awareness. You can't change what you don't notice. Start by paying attention to what you're consuming throughout the day. Ask yourself, is this helping me grow? Is this bringing me closer to the life I want? If the answer is no, it's time to make a change. One of the easiest ways to begin this shift is to surround yourself with positive, growth-oriented content. If you want to change your mindset, you have to change what your mind is exposed to. For example, instead of scrolling aimlessly on your phone, consider spending that time reading books that challenge your thinking. Books on success, personal growth, or even biographies of great leaders can provide invaluable lessons and inspiration. Think about how much you can learn from someone who's already walked the path you're on. Reading a book is like having a personal conversation with a mentor who's willing to share their life's wisdom with you. When you immerse yourself in these ideas, you're planting seeds of success in your mind. But books aren't the only way to grow. There's a wealth of knowledge available through podcasts, videos, and online courses. These resources are often created by people who are passionate about helping others succeed. When you listen to a podcast about building resilience or watch a video on time management, you're actively choosing to improve yourself. The key is consistency. Personal growth isn't something you do once and then forget about. It's a daily practice. Commit to replacing just 30 minutes of unproductive scrolling with something that adds value to your life. Listen to an audiobook during your commute. Watch a documentary instead of a reality TV show. Over time, these small choices compound into significant results. Now, let's address one of the biggest challenges people face when trying to control what they consume, breaking old habits. If you're used to starting your morning by checking your phone or ending your day with a Netflix binge, it can be hard to change. But remember, habits are built one decision at a time. Start by creating an environment that supports your goals. For example, if you want to read more, keep a book on your nightstand instead of your phone. If you want to limit your social media use, set a timer or remove the apps from your home screen. These small adjustments make it easier to make better choices. Another powerful strategy is to replace the habit instead of trying to eliminate it. If you find yourself reaching for your phone out of boredom, pick up a journal instead. Writing down your thoughts, goals, or even a quick gratitude list can shift your focus and help you feel more centered. The people you spend time with also play a huge role in what you consume. Conversations with friends, family, or coworkers are another form of input for your mind. Surround yourself with people who encourage you, challenge you, and inspire you to grow. If your social circle is filled with negativity or gossip, it's time to reevaluate those relationships. This doesn't mean cutting people out of your life entirely. It means being mindful of how much time and energy you give to certain interactions. Seek out relationships that align with your values and support your journey. Join groups or communities where people share similar goals and aspirations. These connections can provide motivation, accountability, and fresh perspectives. Finally, let's talk about the importance of filtering out distractions. In today's world, it's easy to feel overwhelmed by the sheer volume of information coming at us from every direction. Emails, notifications, ads, and news headlines compete for our attention every second of the day. To protect your mind, you need to create boundaries. Turn off unnecessary notifications. Schedule specific times to check your email or social media instead of letting them interrupt your day. And don't be afraid to unplug entirely. Taking a break from technology allows your mind to reset and focus on what truly matters. Let me share a story to illustrate this point. Imagine a farmer who owns a field. Every day he has the choice to plant seeds that will grow into a thriving crop or let weeds take over. If he plants the right seeds and tends to them diligently, he'll reap a harvest that provides abundance and security. But if he neglects the field, weeds will grow on their own, choking out any potential for growth. Your mind is that field. The seeds you plant are the thoughts, ideas, and habits you choose to consume. If you plant seeds of positivity, knowledge, and self-improvement, your mind will flourish. But if you let negativity and distractions take over, they'll crowd out your potential. The choice is yours. Controlling what you consume is about being intentional with your time and energy. Replace unproductive habits with actions that inspire growth. Surround yourself with uplifting content, seek out positive relationships, and create boundaries to protect your focus. Take this challenge for 1 week, track everything you consume, what you read, watch, and listen to. Then make one small change each day to shift toward more positive input. Over time, these changes will transform your mindset and set you on the path to success. Remember, success isn't an accident. It's the result of consistent, intentional effort. Start by controlling what you consume and watch how your life begins to change. 2, reprogram your self-talk. Let's start with a simple truth: the conversations you have with yourself shape the course of your life. It's easy to overlook because no one hears it but you. Yet those quiet thoughts, the ones that echo in your mind when you're alone, hold incredible power. They can either push you forward or hold you back. Think about the words you use when you talk to yourself. Are they kind and uplifting, or are they critical and self-defeating? When you face a challenge, do you say, "I've got this," or do you think, "I can't do this"? The way you answer these questions reveals the kind of programming running in your mind. Most of us have been conditioned, often unknowingly, to doubt ourselves. Maybe it started with a careless comment from a teacher, a moment of failure, or years of comparison to others. These experiences create a narrative, a story we tell ourselves about who we are and what we're capable of. But here's the good news: you can change the story. You can reprogram your self-talk, and when you do, you'll find that the limits you once believed in start to fade away. The first step in reprogramming your self-talk is awareness. You can't change something if you don't recognize it. Pay attention to the words running through your mind, especially in moments of stress, failure, or doubt. For example, let's say you make a mistake at work. What's your first reaction? Is it, "I'm so stupid, I always mess things up"? Or is it, "Everyone makes mistakes, I'll learn and improve"? That split-second response reveals your inner narrative. Start by observing your thoughts without judgment. Write them down if you can. Seeing them on paper often makes them easier to challenge. Ask yourself, is this thought helping me or hurting me? Is it even true? This brings us to the second step: replace the negativity. When you catch yourself thinking something critical or limiting, pause and choose a more empowering thought. For example, if your mind says, "I'll never succeed," counter with, "I may not be there yet, but I'm improving every day." This isn't about ignoring reality or pretending everything is perfect. It's about shifting your focus from what's wrong to what's possible. Now let's talk about affirmations. You've probably heard of them before, and maybe you're skeptical. After all, standing in front of a mirror and telling yourself, "I'm confident," might feel awkward or even fake at first. But here's the thing: your brain believes what you tell it repeatedly. It doesn't distinguish between what's real and what's imagined. It simply responds to the input it receives. That's why affirmations work, even if they feel unnatural in the beginning. Start small. Every morning, look in the mirror and say something positive about yourself. It doesn't have to be elaborate or poetic. It can be as simple as, "I am capable," "I am improving," or "I am worthy." The key is consistency. Think of affirmations like planting seeds in a garden. The first time you plant them, you don't see immediate results, but with time, care, and repetition, they take root and grow into something powerful. Another effective way to reprogram your self-talk is through visualization. This is more than just daydreaming. It's about intentionally creating a mental image of your success. Close your eyes and imagine yourself achieving your goals. See the details, the place, the people, the emotions. If your goal is to get a promotion, picture yourself sitting at your new desk, confident and successful. If it's starting a business, imagine shaking hands with your first big client. When you combine visualization with positive self-talk, you create a mental blueprint for your brain to follow. It's like giving your mind a destination and a map. Let's address the challenge of consistency. Changing your self-talk isn't a one-time event, it's a daily practice. And like any habit, it takes time to build. One way to stay consistent is by creating triggers, moments in your day that remind you to practice positive self-talk. For example, when you wake up in the morning, start with an affirmation: "Today is a fresh start." Before a meeting or presentation, tell yourself, "I am prepared and capable." At the end of the day, reflect on one thing you did well, no matter how small. Another strategy is to write your affirmations down. Keep them in a journal, on sticky notes, or as reminders on your phone. Seeing them regularly reinforces the message and keeps your focus aligned with your goals. It's also important to surround yourself with people who support your growth. Negative self-talk often thrives in negative environments. If you're constantly around people who criticize, doubt, or discourage you, it's much harder to reprogram your mind. Seek out relationships that uplift and inspire you. Spend time with people who believe in you and challenge you to believe in yourself. If you don't have these people in your life, look for them in books, podcasts, or online communities. Sometimes the right mentor or role model can make all the difference. Reprogramming your self-talk is about more than just feeling good, it's about transforming your life. When you change the way you talk to yourself, you change the way you see the world. Challenges become opportunities, failures become lessons, and dreams become achievable. Let me share a quick analogy. Imagine you're a captain steering a ship. Your self-talk is the compass guiding you. If your compass is all filled with doubt and negativity, you'll drift off course no matter how hard you work. But if your compass is accurate, pointing you toward confidence and clarity, you'll reach your destination faster and with less struggle. The words you speak to yourself are that powerful. To summarize, here are the steps to reprogram your self-talk. 1. Become aware of your thoughts. Pay attention to the words running through your mind and question their validity. 2. Replace negative thoughts with empowering ones. Challenge limiting beliefs and focus on what's possible. 3. Practice affirmations daily. Start small, stay consistent, and let them become part of your identity. 4. Visualize your success. Create a mental image of achieving your goals to reinforce positive self-talk. 5. Create triggers for consistency. Use specific moments in your day to remind you to practice. 6. Surround yourself with positivity. Seek relationships, content, and environments that support your growth. Take the challenge. For the next 30 days, commit to speaking to yourself with kindness, encouragement, and belief. Write down your affirmations, repeat them daily, and notice the shifts in your mindset. Remember, success begins in your mind. When you master your self-talk, you unlock the potential to achieve anything you set your sights on. 3. Build habits that align with success. Let's face it, success isn't about one big moment or a stroke of luck. It's not about hoping for a breakthrough or wishing for a better life. Success is the sum of your daily habits. What you do consistently shapes who you become. Every action you take is either pulling you closer to your goals or pushing you further away. Think about that for a moment. Right now, the life you're living is a reflection of your habits. If you're frustrated with where you are, it's not because of one bad decision. It's likely the result of small, repeated actions over time. The same is true for those who've achieved greatness. They didn't get there overnight. They got there by showing up daily, doing the right things, even when it wasn't easy or exciting. The good news, you can change your habits, and in doing so, you can change your life. But let's be clear, this isn't about making drastic changes all at once. It's about small, consistent shifts that align your actions with your goals. Let's start with a question: what habits are holding you back? Maybe it's hitting the snooze button every morning instead of getting up to start your day with intention. Maybe it's procrastinating when you know you should be working. Or maybe it's spending hours scrolling on your phone instead of investing that time into something meaningful. Identifying these habits is the first step. You can't change what you don't acknowledge, so take a moment to reflect. What's one habit you know is sabotaging your progress? Write it down. Don't beat yourself up about it. This isn't about guilt or shame. It's about taking responsibility. Once you've identified the habits that are holding you back, the next step is to replace them with habits that serve your goals. And here's the key: start small. Too often, people try to overhaul their entire lives in one go. They commit to waking up at 5 a.m., exercising for an hour, meditating, journaling, reading, and eating a perfectly balanced breakfast all in one morning. By the end of the week, they're exhausted, overwhelmed, and back to their old ways. The problem isn't the goal, it's the approach. Real, lasting change happens one step at a time. So pick one habit, just one, and commit to it. For example, let's say you waste your mornings. Instead of trying to create a perfect morning routine, start with one small change. Maybe it's setting your alarm 15 minutes earlier and spending that time reading something inspirational. Or maybe it's preparing your clothes the night before so your morning starts with less stress. The point is to create a small, manageable change that builds momentum. Let's talk about why habits are so powerful. Habits work because they bypass the need for constant willpower. When something becomes a habit, it no longer feels like a decision, it becomes automatic. Think about brushing your teeth. Do you debate whether or not to do it every morning? Of course not. It's just something you do. That's the goal with positive habits. You want them to become so ingrained that you don't have to think about them, they're just part of who you are. But how do you get there? How do you make a habit stick? First, focus on identity-based habits. Instead of thinking about what you want to do, think about who you want to become. For example, instead of saying, I want to exercise more, say, I'm the kind of person who takes care of my body. Instead of saying, I want to read more, say, I'm the kind of person who values learning. When you shift your focus to identity, your actions naturally align with that belief. Every time you take a small step like going for a walk or reading a chapter, you reinforce that identity. Over time, it becomes part of who you are. Second, make your habits easy to start. If something feels too big or overwhelming, you're less likely to stick with it. So break it down into the smallest possible step. Let's say you want to start exercising. Don't commit to an hour-long workout right away. Start with 5 minutes. Yes, just 5 minutes. The goal isn't the workout itself, it's building the habit of showing up. Here's another example. If you want to start journaling, don't pressure yourself to write a full page every day. Start with one sentence. That's it. Once the habit is established, you can build on it. Third, create a system of triggers and rewards. A trigger is something that reminds you to perform your habit. For example, if you want to start meditating, your trigger could be brushing your teeth. After you brush your teeth, you sit down to meditate for 2 minutes. A reward is something that reinforces the habit. It doesn't have to be big, just something that makes you feel good. Maybe it's marking an X on your calendar every day you complete your habit. Seeing those X's add up creates a sense of accomplishment. Now, let's address a common challenge: consistency. Building habits isn't about being perfect, it's about being consistent. You don't have to get it right every single day. What matters is showing up more often than not. Here's a helpful mindset: focus on the streak, not the perfection. If you miss a day, don't let it derail you. Instead, commit to getting back on track immediately. One missed day won't ruin your progress, but 2 or 3 missed days can turn into a new habit of not showing up. Finally, remember the power of compound interests. Small habits may not seem like much at first. Reading for 10 minutes a day won't make you a genius overnight. Exercising for 15 minutes won't transform your health in a week. But over time, these small actions add up. It's like planting seeds. At first, you see nothing. But if you keep watering them, the results start to show, and before you know it, you've grown something incredible. Let me share a quick analogy. Imagine you're flying a plane. If you adjust the course by just 1 degree, you won't notice much difference in the beginning. But over time, that tiny change takes you to a completely different destination. The same is true for your habits. Small adjustments today can lead to massive changes in the future. To sum it up, here's how to build habits that align with success. 1. Identify one habit holding you back. Acknowledge it without judgment. 2. Start small. Focus on one manageable change. 3. Shift your identity. Think about who you want to become, not just what you want to do. 4. Make it easy. Break the habit down into its smallest step. 5. Create triggers and rewards. Use reminders and celebrate small wins. 6. Focus on consistency. Show up more often than not. And don't let setbacks stop you. 7. Be patient. Trust in the power of small, consistent actions over time. Take one step today, just one. Because when you change your habits, you change your life. 4. Surround yourself with the right people. There's an undeniable truth about life. The people you surround yourself with will either lift you up or pull you down. You've probably heard it said, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Think about that for a moment. Who are those 5 people in your life? Are they the ones who challenge you, encourage you, and inspire you to be your best self, or are they the ones who bring negativity, doubt, and complacency into your world? The company you keep shapes your mindset, your habits, and ultimately your destiny. It's not just about who you allow into your life, it's about who you allow to influence your thoughts, actions, and decisions. Success isn't a solo journey, but it also doesn't mean dragging along people who are stuck in a cycle of mediocrity. To truly elevate yourself, you have to be intentional about who gets your time and energy. Start by auditing your relationships. Think of this as a life inventory. Ask yourself, who adds value to my life? Who drains my energy? This isn't about judging people as good or bad. It's about understanding whether they align with the vision you have for your life. Some people are anchors keeping you tied to the shore, while others are sails helping you move forward. Now, this doesn't mean you need to cut ties with everyone who doesn't meet your criteria. It's not about burning bridges. Instead, it's about managing the balance of your interactions. Spend more time with those who inspire you and less time with those who don't. Focus on building relationships with people who align with your values and encourage your growth. Here's another key point: seek out mentors. Surround yourself with people who are already where you want to be. A mentor doesn't have to be someone you know personally. It could be an author, a speaker, or someone whose work inspires you. In today's world, you have access to an endless supply of wisdom and guidance through books, podcasts, and online courses. Use those resources to your advantage. But don't stop there. Build a network of like-minded individuals who share your goals and ambitions. Join groups, attend seminars, and engage with communities where growth is the priority. When you're surrounded by people who are on the same journey, their energy becomes contagious. They'll push you to raise your standards and hold you accountable to your goals. One of the most overlooked aspects of building the right relationships is this: be the kind of person you want to attract. If you want people who inspire and motivate you, make sure you're bringing that same energy to the table. Relationships are a two-way street, and the quality of your connections often reflects the quality of your character. Finally, remember this: not everyone will understand your journey. Some people might criticize or question your decisions. That's okay. You're not here to please everyone. You're here to live a life that's true to your purpose. Surrounding yourself with the right people isn't about isolating yourself. It's about protecting your peace, nurturing your growth, and staying focused on your goals. The right people will challenge you to think bigger, to dream bigger, and to do more. They won't let you settle for anything less than your best. So take that inventory. Audit your relationships and make the choice to surround yourself with those who make you better. Your future self will thank you. 5. Practice gratitude and visualization. If you want to transform your life, start with your mindset. Two of the most powerful tools for doing this are gratitude and visualization. They might sound simple, almost too simple, but don't underestimate their impact. When practiced consistently, they have the power to rewire your brain, shift your perspective, and set you on a path towards success. Let's start with gratitude. Gratitude is about focusing on what you have rather than what you lack. It's easy to get caught up in chasing the next goal, the next achievement, or the next milestone, but when you pause to appreciate what you already have, something incredible happens. Your mindset shifts from scarcity to abundance. You stop dwelling on what's missing and start recognizing the opportunities in front of you. Gratitude isn't just a feel-good exercise, it's a mental discipline. Every night, take 5 minutes to reflect on your day and list 3 things you're grateful for. They don't have to be big or life-changing. It could be a kind word from a colleague, the sound of rain on a quiet evening, or simply the fact that you have another day to chase your dreams. The act of acknowledging these moments trains your brain to focus on the positives. Now let's talk about visualization. If gratitude is about appreciating the present, visualization is about creating your future. It's about seeing your goals so clearly in your mind that they feel real. Your brain doesn't differentiate much between what's vividly imagined and what's actually experienced. When you visualize your success, you're programming your mind to believe it's possible. Here's how to do it. Close your eyes and picture your ideal life. Don't just think about it, immerse yourself in it. What does your day look like? Where are you? Who are you with? How do you feel? The more detailed your visualization, the more powerful it becomes. It's not just about seeing the end goal, it's about experiencing it as if it's already happened. The combination of gratitude and visualization creates a powerful mental shift. Gratitude grounds you in the present, reminding you of what you have. Visualization propels you toward the future, showing you what's possible. Together, they create a mindset that's focused, positive, and resilient. But here's the thing, these practices only work if you're consistent. They're not a one-time fix, they're a daily discipline. Make them part of your routine. Pair them with your morning coffee or your bedtime ritual. The more you practice, the stronger their impact becomes. Finally, remember that gratitude and visualization aren't just about thinking, they're about doing. Gratitude inspires action by reminding you of the resources and opportunities at your disposal. Visualization fuels action by giving you a clear picture of where you're headed. When you combine the two with consistent effort, you create a powerful formula for success. So start today. Take 5 minutes to reflect on what you're grateful for. Then spend another 5 minutes visualizing your ideal life. These small, simple steps can create a massive shift in your mindset. And when your mindset changes, everything else follows. Here's the key takeaway: success isn't something that happens to you, it's something you create. And it all starts in your mind. When you take control of what you consume, how you talk to yourself, the habits you build, the people you surround yourself with, and the vision you hold for your future, you become unstoppable. This isn't about luck or talent, it's about mindset and discipline. You already have everything you need to succeed, you just need to reprogram your mind to see it. So there you have it, 5 ways to brainwash yourself for success. Control what you consume, reprogram your self-talk. Build habits that align with your goals, surround yourself with the right people, and practice gratitude and visualization. Each of these steps will take you closer to the life you want.